record this, and who wants to do the prayer, opening prayer?
I'll give it.
Okay.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful to be able to meet here this evening. We're grateful for the opportunities and blessings we have to learn and expand our horizons and understanding. We ask for thy blessing this evening as we discuss this schoolwork, that we'll be able to open our hearts and minds to the messages or the way that others deliver that message, that we'll be able to communicate with each other and understand so that we can further our learning. I'm grateful for all of our blessings. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Does somebody wants to share their screen? Because since I'm recording, I can share. So
I've got it.
do you? Okay. Well, does anyone have a question about what we seen this week?
Not so far.
No.
I have questions for my other classes, but I don't think you guys can help me with that.
Yeah. Sorry, Tim. I wish I can help you, but
Anybody know anything about this?
Okay, so
I
how
do.
do I share on this one?
so if you go down into the screen, there's like a little green box say share.
Oh, right there, share.
Yeah, and then you just click the page you want to share with everybody. And I don't know why it doesn't let me share when I'm recording, but anyways.
So can you guys see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Question 1. Most students indicate tobacco and marijuana tend to be. Let me look for that one because we don't have the same.
Right.
So I got compliments too.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Everybody agree? Questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, this week was pretty easy.
Yeah, it seemed like it was more questions than
Wasn't
math.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
Which of the following movements would illustrate the effect in the market for fences of a decrease in the price of wood?
Let me see. So I got point A to point B. Is it the same one?
I did point A as an alpha to point D also.
Point D is in David, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You had A to D?
A to delta, yeah. Alpha
Yeah.
to
Okay.
delta.
It should
Alpha
either be
delta.
A to D or A to C, because as the
And I
price
think-
goes down, the demand will go up.
That's a decrease. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so because the decrease in price of wood, the manufacturers will be able to make more and increase the supply.
Increase it, right?
Everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I should have.
Okay. Number 3.
Rightward shift of a supply curve is called a.
I got increase in supply, and that's what you got too.
That's what I got, yeah.
All right, hang on a sec here.
Yeah, I got the same answer.
Holy smokes, mine are really out of order. Maybe I'm out
You
of
know how I
practice.
felt last week, man.
I know. I'm like out of practice. Everybody else had to find it last week.
Well, you know what's funny though? So I was telling you guys that I have to meet on Tuesdays with another group and on Thursdays for another class. And we do kind of the same thing here. And on the other classes, we have the same questions, the same number, and the same positions, you know?
Yeah, it seems pretty ridiculous.
So I don't understand why this is not the same way. But anyways.
They don't want us to copy off each other.
Man.
That's
yeah,
I don't
much
think so.
what we, I mean,
don't do what we're asking you to do.
exactly.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you there?
Yep.
Yep.
Did you agree or did you have a different answer?
I agree with that one. So
Increase
Yeah,
in supply?
increase in supply because it goes to the right. If it was a decrease in supply, it would go to the left.
Right. Refer to the image above. The movement from DA to DB be caused by. That's some street language right there.
So what I have here, it's buyers expecting the price of good to fall in the near future. Um,
Well,
And I had an increase in price of a compliment.
That's actually what I was thinking,
Yeah.
Madison. I was going along with that idea.
an increase.
I have D too, but I'm trying to think why.
Well, if let's say there's two types of bread out there, if the price of one goes up, then people are going to naturally shift to the other and start demanding more of the cheaper one.
But these are compliments.
Right.
Right.
So
So
if you increase the price in a compliment, they're
So-
going to stop buying. The demand will decrease
Yeah.
for
So
that compliment and for the first product.
Right.
well,
so,
but if you're gonna look at hamburgers, right? And hamburger meat goods goes on sale, right? So people are gonna want to buy more of it.
Uh-huh.
And people are also going to buy the complements to that, like buns and mustard and ketchup.
Yeah.
That's the way I thought of it when I talked about the movement.
All right, but
So
and what was your answer, Rick?
An increase in the price of a complement.
Okay.
okay, I
What was
see
what
you
were
mean.
the other answers?
I had the number C, buyers
Near
expect the price-
future.
Yeah, in the near future. But I see where you guys are coming from. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I would think if it was C, there would actually be a decrease in demand. Since they're expecting things to get cheaper, they're going to
Cheaper.
hold off buying until they get there.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
yeah,
Kind of like stocks. If you expect
Yeah.
the price to fall, they're going to sell now and buy later.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah. Yep.
So do we
And-
agree?
Yeah, and then A wouldn't be it, the decrease in price, because that would just go along the line. The whole line
Exactly.
wouldn't shift.
Right.
that will be a change in quantity and not a change in a shift in the whole demand.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I have the. I still. I do have D as my answer. I'm still not very sure about it, but I will go with D. It seems a better option than the rest of them. So
Sometimes this is as good as you get.
Israel, what was your answer?
D.
A-
On
a-
increasing the price of a compliment.
okay, that's what my answer is.
Yeah.
So that's what everybody had. I was the only one who had C, but
Yeah, but
Oh,
still, I don't understand why. I'm not very clear about it, but I will go with that one.
Well, to try to lightly explain it, if the price of something comparable goes up, then people are going to demand your product more because the comparable thing is now more money, which means your price is now much lower than the competition, and so your demand is going to go way up.
But
Think of
this,
the
the answer says complements, not substitutes. That's my
it's a good point.
confusion.
So back to, like, for me, like the hamburgers and buns, right? If
Yeah.
there's an increase in price of a complement,
Mhm.
hold on a sec here. Let me think about it. Let me look at the book really quick.
I mean, if the cost of buns goes up, are people going to buy more hamburger patties?
No.
No,
not exceptionally.
if a decrease in buns would occur, then maybe more patties, or decrease in patties, then
You know what? Actually, B sounds more like it, like a decrease in income, assuming that the good is inferior. If your income goes down, then you will be buying inferior goods. So you know what? To me, actually,
Oh,
B makes more sense.
that second little half of that, you're right. That might. And think about that.
Yeah.
If the good is inferior good and your wages go down, you're going to be buying more inferior product.
Yes.
So like Top Ramen.
Yeah.
Yes. To me,
Yeah,
He's
B
right.
sounds right.
I think you're right. I'm changing my answer.
Yeah.
A decrease in income, assuming the good is inferior.
All right.
I knew there was a reason we kept you on the team.
Okay.
That was a
I'm
good
still,
eye. Good catch.
Thank you.
but it's from DA to DB, right?
Your compliments, because we still have to see about the score.
Yeah, so Madison, the way I'm now looking at it is if my income goes down for whatever reason, I have to spend more of my income on medical bills or something else that comes up, and I don't have as much disposable income, then the demand for an inferior good, so those things that I can only really or want to buy when I'm poor, like Top Ramen or the super cheap bread or the off-brand cereal, that demand will shift from DA to DB. I'll want more of that because my income is less. I want more of those inferior
Because
products.
you can't afford
Right.
steak anymore, so now you're stuck with 60-40 hamburger meat.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did that
makes
help at
sense.
all?
Yeah, I was looking at it more from like the price going up, and I think instead of DA to DB.
Well, we'll
Okay.
find out at the end.
Yeah.
I changed it, so just okay. This one I didn't answer.
So it says at the price of 35, there will be and the answers that I have that I think that is right, surplus of 400 units.
Because it would be above the line.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
So wait, why 400?
Because if you go to the 35
Yep.
and then where it intersects would be at 400, and so since it's above the line, it would be a surplus. If it was below the line, like if it was like 15, then it would be a shortage.
But wouldn't that new equilibrium price be at 35 and 200? Because that's where the 35 meets the demand curve.
Well, it doesn't mention anything about changing the equilibrium.
Yeah.
It just mentions that if you sell your product at 35, how much will you be able to sell or not? So at 35,
Wouldn't it be a surplus of 200 units, meaning we have an overstock of 200 because the price went so far up? The equilibrium point would be 400, and because of the price of 35, the demand is only 200. So that's 200 short of the equilibrium point.
I think what you should be looking at is the line of demand at the 35 price, which is 200 units. So they are demanding 200 units at 35. And if you look at the line for supply, at the point of 35, you will see that you have 600 units in supply.
Oh.
So that difference between both of them, that's what makes the 400 units. That's your surplus of 200 units because that's what you're going to keep, what you won't be able to sell because there is not demand for that.
So you're saying 200?
No, I'm saying 400.
You're saying 400. Okay.
Yeah, because the supply is 600.
Minus the 200.
Yep.
And so the difference is a surplus of 4.
Okay.
Yeah, again, Israel, good job.
Thanks.
I might borrow you.
Again, wait until we get the score.
Wait until we get the score. Okay. The following table contains some production possibilities for economy for a given year.
I have V and D.
So I have B and D. firm B and firm D only.
Yes.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to find it. Okay. I had Bravo and Delta.
Okay.
Yep, you got
Yeah,
it.
same here.
Yeah.
Because the way that they ask the question, which obeys the law of supply,
Supply.
and those two do that because it goes up the supply curve if you were to graph it. A is inverse and doesn't work, and then
My
C
sister.
is, I guess you could probably
It goes
use that
down.
for like laws of diminishing returns,
Mhm.
where it goes up and down, but that's not what we're talking about. 'Cause it's the
Yep.
law of supply.
They're right there.
Can I take the full bag outside?
No.
Okay.
Okay. The quantity supplied of a good is the amount that
So I think this one is sellers are willing and able to sell.
that's what I have.
Oh yeah.
The same answer.
Okay, why? Say that again.
Sellers are willing and able to sell.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong question. That would be why I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's how I felt last week. It's like, what are we talking about chickens for? I have no idea.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Okay, I'm here now.
If you think about the diamond market, this fits in perfect with that.
No, that's not it. Okay, that's it now. Yes, I agree.
The following table contains a demand schedule for a good. It's the law of demand applies.
They agree. 0.
So how do you guys got 0? I don't understand this question.
I was going to say 200.
Go ahead. Oh, you were going to say 200? But this is the it's for demand. It's not for supply.
Oh, okay.
The question the table says quantity supplied, but the question says demand.
It's the demand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you raise the price, you will get less demand, and 0 is the only option below 100.
The 100.
But
That's
couldn't
how.
you assume backwards that if the supply demanded, the price increased as a result?
Mm, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking just as straightforward than demand says if the price increases, demand goes down.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
thinking.
that's right.
I was thinking of it from the other direction. That if price went up, then the quantity.
It would go.
Well, I guess the quantity supplied. Yeah, that's different. I'm thinking quantity demanded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Or maybe you're thinking about the inferior goods example.
No, I'm just thinking backwards. I think.
So are we in agreement?
Yeah.
0. Yeah.
All right. Which of the 4 panels illustrates a decrease in quantity supplied?
I say panel C.
I have V.
B as a boy.
D.
Yes.
B as in boy.
Bravo.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, well, I had D as in delta.
I said delta. I said delta also.
Okay, why do you have delta?
Because alpha is a demand schedule, and Bravo is a demand schedule. Demand is changing, but supply is constant. And panel C, you have supply increasing to the right,
Mm-hmm.
And panel D is supply decreasing to the left.
And the
But-
price going up.
But
Mhm.
okay, so could you show me the quantity supply decrease in panel D?
Can you see my mouse
Yeah, 'cause
at
the-
all?
Yes.
So the quantity goes down.
Yeah, it's
It
based
shifts
on
to
those
the
little
left.
arrows
Okay,
indicating
so
what came first and where things are going.
because I'm gonna tell you what I see in panel delta. What I see is that the supply shifted. I see a change in supply, and the question is about a change in quantity supplied. So if you look at panel V, you have a shift in demand, but the supply line stays the same, and the change occurs from, I believe, is price something to price something and quantity something to quantity something. So the quantity supplied changes. It doesn't shift the whole supply, so there's not a change in supply, just a change in quantity supplied.
Hmm.
That's what I see.
I think I was wrong with panel D as in delta, and I think that explanation works because quantity supplied is different than supply.
I'm getting real sick of your crap. All right? Stop being right every time.
I promise this is the last one.
This
No,
is the
don't
last
do
one.
that.
Well, don't. If you're right, don't let it be the last one.
Yeah, no kidding. But let us argue with you for a minute.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking you to explain, because I had that answer first. I had your same answer first. But as I went through the questions again,
Uh-huh.
that's what I saw.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm not 100%.
Fair enough. That's good.
I can see the arguments on both sides, and I don't like this question.
Me
I'll
neither.
stick with
I
it.
don't like any of them.
I don't like most of them.
How many chances did we have to do this test? Just once?
Just one, but I submitted early last time, so maybe Israel can submit his early.
The thing is, I'm not using my quiz. I can open it really quick, and
You're just doing the worksheet?
yeah, because that's where I answer first.
Yeah, that's where I moved all my answers like 5 minutes before 7.
Today's one. Yeah, that's what I did too.
Okay. The forces, is that the next one? Forces that make market economies work are, and this chapter's on supply and demand, so I figured that was pretty easy.
Yeah, agreed.
Hold on, let me look for
Now-
Got that one right. Israel.
Don't
I'm
even
just kidding.
start.
that. Supply and demand, yes.
Actually, guys, you know.
Actually, but let me just show you the light.
What if?
Okay, I'm good. Oh, wait. The unique point?
Which is what we were talking about 2 questions ago, the equilibrium.
Yep.
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's argue about this one. Okay, the
Hmm.
diagram below pertains to the demand for turkeys in the United States. Other things being equal, a sell on chicken would cause a move from,
I say Y to X.
I say Y to X.
that's what I had in my worksheet too.
Israel?
Yeah.
Just waiting to hear everybody. Their shot.
Actually, there's a secret answer over here on the corner.
I haven't found that one. But
I know I won't say anything.
I
until
think it's
Israel.
pretty much the same.
I think it was at the very bottom of the worksheet if we all have the same worksheet.
Yeah.
Because a sale would just want people to buy more, which would mean that the price would go down and the quantity would increase, and it would be along that demand curve.
Yeah, I have. Is it C? What you have?
It's
D,
Y to
Y
X.
to
Yeah.
X instead of X to Y.
Yeah, Y to X.
Yeah. I have C. I don't know why.
Crap.
Well, you're
But I really don't know why.
Well, Y
probably
to X
thinking
would
as
be an
you
increase in
sell.
price and a decrease in quantity.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Right? Because the
Yeah,
price
sure.
would go up. So it needs to be Y to X.
Yeah, the more that gets sold, the more that gets demanded, I guess,
Demanded.
right?
Yep.
And
I'll
yeah,
go with that one. Yeah.
and the price only goes along that line. It doesn't shift it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sounds right. Delta it is.
Okay. Today's supply curve for iPods could shift in response to a change in.
The expected future price of iPods. So what you got? Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta find my iPod. Hopefully it's not in my kid's diaper. That happened once.
Really?
Yeah, I had one of those little iPod shuffles and we lost it and he had shoved it in his diaper and then of course ruined his diaper and so I just threw it out.
Oh.
It was packed full of number 2.
What, a peanut?
There was nothing gonna clean that thing out. All right.
Yeah. I have Bravo too.
What do you mean, Bravo?
B.
B.
Oh,
B.
B. Okay, okay. I was like, what? Yes. Okay. I'm like, not again,
Is that one of
Strauss.
my answers?
that one is not even an option.
That's what I'm
How
like.
did you
what?
get that?
Did you get it, Rick?
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No,
Sorry.
you're good.
What's that do? Okay. When quantity demanded has increased at every price, it might be because.
I need to find that question first. Oh, I think the price of complementary good has decreased.
Agreed.
Hold on a sec. Okay, here we go.
So
And you
either
said a
D.
complimentary good?
I'm saying either D or B. So if you guys are all good on D, then we'll go with that.
I
D.
actually read this one in the textbook. I'm pretty certain that D is in dog is the right one.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, this is the Mountain Dew question.
Woo woo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put A as in the alpha, the first one. It looks like an impartial line.
I put B, the second one. Yes, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, the bottom price is 6, 12, 18, 20. Top is
I have A as in alpha too.
29, 39, 41, 50.
Okay.
So it's $7.
Mm-hmm.
Just 7 to 10
50.
and 20 to 50.
Yeah, so $7.50. You can graph that number once. You go up 50 and you can see where it's at 7. And then if you go up to $10 and 20, those also intersect on the curve. I just think that they tried to throw us off by not
Oh,
completing that line.
Yeah.
Yes, I see.
That's what I think. Because you could, I mean, they could decrease the price way less than $7, and they would continue to sell more and more.
Shoot out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going with A. That would be
Yeah.
my guess.
Okay, that's what I had.
I think they're just trying to trick us.
I was wrong.
Andrea?
Sorry.
Punks.
All right. Which of these statements does not apply to market economies?
That's a hard one.
Oh, that is. Wait, which of these statements?
I put to ensure that anyone wants the
who
product who can get it, because they don't care about that.
Yep. I got the same answer too.
Well, no, because if your prices are right, everyone who wants the product can get the product.
So are you saying coordinates the actions?
What does D mean? What do they mean by that?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about D.
I felt like it was like mafia answer. Like, it's gonna get done, whatever they need.
That one to me seems kind of off. Like the rest of them are all kind of based on a bit of a supply and demand thing.
Right.
D, prices ensure that what needs to get done does in fact get done. Get her done.
Because like you think about like iPhones and you think of like lower income people, there may be people that can't buy Apple products, but they're not pricing it to ensure everybody can get that product. They're pricing it to make themselves elite and creating a product that.
True, that's a high-tech market. I mean, I would say that your pricing can ensure that anyone who wants a product can get it.
And it does not. That's what it is. It does not apply to market economies.
What does the rest think?
I think
What do
it's
you guys
the
think?
price ensured that anyone who wants a product can get it.
Yes, I think that is the oddball out
Yep.
when we look at the
Okay.
statement from the negative perspective.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
Because I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that applies to market economies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for good or service.
Demand for good or service is determined by.
Those who buy the good or service.
Yep.
Agreed.
Okay.
Well, wait on.
What?
Wait a minute.
Wouldn't they?
It'd be D.
The demand for a good or service is determined by both those who buy and those who sell the good or service.
Yeah, because if you price your product too high, you're changing the demand.
Then we will have to reconsider the question that was similar to this one, referring to supply.
The demand for this good or service is determined by.
Trying to pull up the book.
Yeah.
Because you can want to buy all you want, but you have to have somebody selling it to you.
Yeah.
Well, the demand is demand. Demand is not talking about if there's enough supply or not.
Right,
Demand
because
is wanting the product, and that's
the
it.
supply would be those who sell.
Let's say, for example, the LG OLED TVs, the fancy new ones that are super thin and really, really beautiful pictures. Not many people really, really want one of those, and primarily because they're like $4,000.
So there is no
Meanwhile,
demand.
if they were to price those TVs at like $500, the demand would be really, really high. And it really wouldn't have anything to do with the buyers as much as the seller just selling them really, really cheap.
But according to the text, price is not established by the people who buy nor by the people who supply the product.
But it's by
It just
demand.
finds its place.
Okay, so the one we talked about with supply, I went back up and read it, and I answered the way I did, which matches everybody's based on what the textbook said. And so I think since it's asking the way it is there, this is just the inverse of it on the demand schedule. So I'm going to change my answer to those who buy the good or service.
And then the definition, it says the quantity demanded of any good is the amount of the good that buyers are willing and able to purchase.
Okay.
That sounds right
Okay.
to me. According
That
to the
seems
text,
clear.
I understand Tim's concept, and I think it works that way in the real world, but
I tend to overthink this stuff too, so don't listen to me.
That's what stinks, though, is it's like in that context, because like any question could be changed.
yeah.
So the excuse me, the highest form of competition is called perfect competition.
Competition.
I
Yeah.
have the same answer. It's a tricky question because there is no place in the reading.
It's
where
just
it
a perfectly
refers-
competitive market.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It makes
I
more
agree.
sense than the other answers,
Yes.
and I thought the same thing.
And if you guys took Econ 150, that's kind of what they focused on.
Yep. Actually, you know what? I got my answer from one of the books from that class.
Yeah.
And the optional text.
Yeah.
Okay, the following table contains some production possibilities for an economy for a given year.
I got 44 units.
That's what I got.
I have the same answer.
Okay,
Perfect.
number 20. Oh wait. So I did Y to X on this one, but that was about the chicken.
Wait.
Other things equal, an increase in the productivity of turkey farmers would cause a move from. What did you guys have?
Hold on, I gotta find it. I got confused by
I
that.
didn't.
I
I
would
didn't
think
answer.
Y to X,
I think I have Y to X.
because as
So
your
same
you
as the
increase
chicken one.
productivity, your availability would increase, which means your price would decrease, which would mean the demand would increase.
So it's the same as the chicken one, like Madison's saying.
Well, hold on. So if, remember, technology or productivity is one of those things that could change a shift in the demand curve. As opposed to price, which can only go along the demand curve, right?
Oh, you're thinking from DA to DB then?
I'm,
Thinking
well,
to-
because, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So, okay, wait, make sure I'm on the right question. So other things being equal, an increase in productivity. So it's going to shift. If it's an increase in productivity, that means they're doing better. So I would say an increase from DB to DA.
That's what I was leaning more towards. But somebody still says Y to X.
No, I can understand the logic on that.
I got to go check my other one.
Yeah. I
That's
will go
fine.
back to the chicken answer, and
Okay.
for this one,
All
demand
things
for
being
the-
equal, a sell on chicken would cause a move from.
Yeah, I think we're okay on that one from Y to X, because we're not really doing anything to really affect the production of it. We're
but
just sale.
But
Wait.
this is about
hold
this
on.
is about a substitute good, right? Because this is the demand. This is the diagram showing for turkeys, and we're talking about a sale on chicken.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Ooh.
What did you want to say, Israel?
That
Okay.
might be a typo.
First of all, tricky question. It says an increase in productivity. So there is only a change in supply, as I understand. So the supply line will shift, and the only dots showing a shifting in supply, it's Y to X.
So the
the
turkey
farmers are the
farmers would
suppliers?
cause Y to X.
That's the turkey question will be Y to X, according to my logic, because that's the only dots that show a shift in the supply line. Does it make sense? The farmers are the suppliers.
But if they have an increase in productivity,
It's true. The lines that are on the graph are demand lines, not supply lines.
Exactly.
I'm assuming.
No, the lines are demand.
Yeah,
Because it's,
their demand.
yeah. So there is no supply line, but there should be one in there.
Yeah, if there was a supply line, we would see a jump to a different line with that.
Exactly.
But the
So
demand,
that's why I will go with delta Y to X. That's the only showing that we have of a movement or shifting in the supply line.
So then going back to the chicken one,
Wait, first of all, let's solve the turkey one first.
well, that's
Not
what I was
going back and
thinking. If we
forward.
did Y to X, because I'm assuming both of them can't be the
They
same
are
answer
the
because they're
same.
not asking the same thing.
Exactly. That's my logic.
all right. So if the turkey one is Y to X, the other one, I want to say that first sentence up there is a typo. That it's not actually a graph for turkeys. I think that's supposed to be a graph for chickens.
I would not, based on Econ 150, I wouldn't. I don't think we can read that into it. I think they purposely trip us up on these questions.
Evil people.
Like seriously, I would go with exactly what it says and not read into it.
All right.
These people are mean.
Well, then the graph has nothing to do with the question.
And that could be absolutely true too, because that happens.
Then how are we supposed to answer it?
Okay, let's
No,
see.
but
There is a sale on chicken. So that means then they are not going to be buying or demanding turkey.
If there's a
So-
sale on chicken, then there's going to be a drastic increase in demand.
On
No,
chicken and
no,
less
the
for
chart-
turkey.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
less demand in turkey.
Yeah, so it would go from DA to DB,
to-
right?
That's what I
yes,
think.
yes.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Because that's what is, if there's a demand for turkey, all things being equal, a sell on chicken. So
Chicken.
if that's like the two things that are equal, a sell on chicken would decrease the demand.
For
So this
turkey.
is the turkey table.
Except for the fact that nobody buys turkey all year anyway.
Exactly.
Well, so a sale on
Mm.
chicken would decrease the demand for turkey, correct?
Correct.
So
Yes.
will
we
be-
go DA to DB.
So
All
DA
right, I
to
got it.
the.
Yeah.
Is that where you were thinking, Israel?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Now go back to the turkey question, not the turkey chicken question.
Or is
Turducken.
it
Okay.
turkey chicken again? Or is it
turkey.
chicken
It's turkey.
Turkey, yeah. So then the turkey should be, yeah, along that same line.
Yeah.
All right. Y to X. All right.
Yeah. Because we're not seeing a jump in demand. We're just seeing a jump in supply.
Man, my brain hurts.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got
Which is
confused with those two questions.
Which is the one that I argued with you about? I can't even remember now.
I can't remember my last name. That's
I was like, I'll submit mine just a second.
I can submit mine. Does anybody have to submit theirs?
I can do it or you can do it, whichever.
I'll do it. So because you did it last time, so don't you guys do
that's
it.
a gentleman. right there.
You are so nice.
Okay, 20 to 20, guys. Oh, no, wait. 19. 19 out of 20. Hold on.
Which one?
So question number 8, Tardy talks about which of the following movements will illustrate the effect in the market for fences of a decrease in the price of wood.
Oh,
That's the one we said point A to D.
Yes.
and I said C to D.
I had C to D, guys, too. So just change
Should we
those.
try that one?
Try that one. Let's see.
Okay, so then I was wrong on that other one that I argued with. Which
Yeah.
was
I was
the
wrong on
table,
all the
right?
ones I argued with.
The panel C, right? So it was panel C in the quantity supplied
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
in figure
question?
427,
Oh, 427.
the big one.
Hello.
That should be
Okay,
I had
that
panel
should
B
be
for that.
panel B.
B as in
B?
boy.
Yep. B is in-
Okay.
Because Israel's the man.
Yeah, you see?
Outside when I had a red cookie.
So yeah,
That's
but
what
that
happens when you
question,
don't listen to me.
She got big pizza.
that I think the question that I got wrong, it should be C to D. So
Israel, during the exam
C
week,
to
I might
D is
give you a
wrong.
call
oh, it
just
is wrong.
to have a
C to
chat.
D is wrong.
Hey guys, C to D is wrong. So take
You
C
C
to
to
D
D.
is wrong as
So
well.
A to D is wrong and C to D is wrong.
Wow.
So what is
Oh,
that
poop.
thing here then?
Which of the following movements
B is also
stress
wrong.
the effect of a mark?
So let's see what the textbook said.
C to B. H,
Wow.
Two.
It could be. Did you try C to D?
Yes.
C to D is wrong.
Okay.
What about
That's because it should be B to A. Because demand didn't change. Just
A to B? Because the price goes down.
and if prices go down,
The price
supply
goes up.
supplies
goes up.
goes down.
No, goes up.
That will be demand. If prices goes up, go up, so, demand goes up, and if prices go up, supply goes down.
Yep. I'm not sure, guys. I'm not like 100%, but I think it's A to B.
I think it's A to B now that I'm looking at it too.
Yeah.
Because
But
a
I'm not
decrease,
sure. I
a
think that's
decrease
what
in the price of wood would make it to where people could build more fences.
I'll submit on it.
On
Do
A
it,
to
Rob.
B, on A to B, yeah.
We're going
Okay.
A to B.
Okay,
All
go
right.
for it.
Don't listen to me.
20 out of 20.
All
There
right.
you
Great.
go. A to B.
You had to be wrong on at least one of them.
Yay! I knew there was a reason for you to be in this group.
There you
That
go.
was it right there for the rest of the semester.
You,
My golden
Ari,
moment.
soldier, you can rest for the rest of the semester.
No, please come back ready tomorrow or next week.
Perfect, guys. Any
Wow,
questions?
this was really interesting.
Wasn't it?
Wow.
Oh.
Interesting as a word.
I'm not going to do so well on these exams.
We would get together and study before them. They'll send out a huge study guide usually. So, at least in the last class, and that really helped a lot.
I liked
Yeah, we
it.
should
I don't
do
know
that.
if you guys caught it, but in one of her videos, she said that you're allowed to have a 3x5 card with help on it. You write
Oh, did she?
yourself some notes to be
Oh,
used
did
during
she?
the exam.
Just one?
One 3x5 card you can write front and back.
Oh, man.
It was
You're
when
gonna
she
be
was
fighting,
talking about the over, under, or over, under for when you were doing your computing your opportunity cost.
Yeah. Well, good. Guys,
Okay.
any questions?
Thanks,
Everybody's
everybody.
good? Thank you.
Hey,
We'll
you
see
guys
you.
get to bed that late in the night.
Yeah. You two guys have a great night. We'll see you
See you
Thanks,
next
next
guys.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, guys.